Hello world, this is now video 1. We're going to do the first task of, I forgot what it's called, of target trace. I will be using the Wikibooks set of tasks. You'll notice that, well, I don't know, but like I think that, so clearly someone, like the basic responsibility, and then there's a series where a C# person has decided to kind of, also actually make some duplicates, one because the white space one is at the top. Um, and then someone's clearly made, what language is this? That's Python. And then there's a bunch that haven't had any solutions proposed. However, what's interesting is that none of them have detected the scoring bug. Oh, that could be good. Anyway, we'll get to the kind of non-done one. The one thing you got to bear in mind, I'm not going over the kind of electronic answer document just yet, but we have a 5 mark, an 8 mark, a 12 mark, and a 14 mark. I expect this one could be the 8 mark, but the 5 mark is definitely going to be fix the bug. So I'm going to add fix the bug to that page, and then I was surprised as well that there's like very little discussion on there, but I will add fix the bug and submit a Python solution. But for this video, I'd like to start with this one, modify the program so that 1, the player can use each number more than once, and 2, the game does not allow repeats within the 5 numbers given, which we don't need, right? Because we'll be able to use the same number more than once. So what I'm going to do all through this is a new file, tasks, and then T1, and put description of the task so that we know what we're talking about. Because at some point, if I get this exact task, I might go via right. And so I'm taking my original, not deannotated because I've not quite finished it, and you won't get deannotated there. Making a copy and pasting it and renaming it. To t1.py. Okay. Now we want to allow. Can I just collapse everything? We get main, we get play game. So we'll first want to figure out where we're going to intervene, what we're going to change to those two things, which is, so we know that there's something that is, where is it? Check numbers are used, are all in numbers allowed, does not just check that, it checks that there no number is used more than once. That's why we do this temporary thing and remove from the temporary. So that's going to be one place to, well, make a note of this here, to be fair. Yeah. Okay, one, multiple uses of the same number. And then the numbers are then refilled, you'll remember from play game, where fill numbers, right? Look, which is here, and then get number, max number. So this is where, instead of having this wrapper against random rand int, we're going to need to find a T1, do not populate, do not kind of add, do not fill with the same number twice. And then we're going to need to test it, which is basically generating and seeing it accepts, so seeing it accepts one with two with the same number twice, and then kind of playing a couple of rounds to make sure statistically we are not getting the same number twice. So let's do this now, I suppose. Why not? Well, what else do we get to do? So it's the all numbers allowed. Okay, so let's collapse the ones we don't need. This one we'll need, and all in numbers allowed. Okay, so what this does is creates a temporary list that's empty, and then copies all of the things in numbers allowed to empty, and then for each of those we check it's a valid number, that is it's below the max number, right? It's a number, right? And it's also, if you read it as an int, it is in between. It's a positive number that is smaller than the max number. So we want to keep this, obviously, and then we remove it from temp. So instead of that, we are simply not going to use temp, I guess. Right. So I'm just simply gonna remove all of the temp list. So temp, instead of temp, we're gonna go straight to numbers allowed. And we're not going to remove. So now I've got this, which I guess I could put a pass here, right? Exactly, if I indented correctly, four spaces. So what we're going to do is simply do this. No else. Boom. Let's maybe test it, save, and run it there. Just anywhere. Okay, what do I have got? I got 10. Yeah, right. 49. They get, 7. I've got 3 7. So 7 by 7 is going to be accepted. Fine. Okay, I'm just going to try 7 by 7. No, without the space. It's removed 2 of the 7s, to be fair. Ah, there's something. Well, no, because it's read this as, interesting. Why does it remove them? I should have got. I did that in my previous video, but I did that a while back. Okay, do we have a square maybe? Like 3 times 3, 9. No, let's just keep playing. Okay, so maybe we won't get this in the exam because that feels hard to test. Is there 16? Is there a... Okay, how about... Because I'm going to need brackets for this. Try it again. Maybe try it again with the training game. Yes, look at this. There's a 9. Okay, so if I do 3 by 3, it accepts it and it scores 1 and removes the 9. Okay, so that part is working. Cool. Now, my next bit was to make sure that when we then refill, we don't add the same number twice. So we're still going to get so we're gonna actually do this specifically here, right? Because that's the training game has its own logic. We're not questioning that. So instead of doing this whilst we refill, we are going to get the number as using this. Is num like a... It's not accessed. Wait, it's not accessed yet, of course. What? So we get the number, and then no. Okay. It's a classic thing, right? So we get the number, and then while num is in numbers allowed, we get the number again. So if we reach this line, the number that we have gotten is not in number allowed because we've exited the loop. This is where we will then append to numbers allowed the number num. Save it, run it. There's a square in there. 8 times 8. 2 times 2. 2 times 2, 4. Yeah, but that's not... No, I need to kind of actually use a big one. So if I do 15 plus 220, I could do 31 or any kind of thing. Okay, 15, no. I'm very bad at this. Okay, how about 8 times 1? I'm just going to keep playing until I notice that, obviously, well, 4. You can't just do 4. 4 plus 2, 7. Oh, 7 minus 2. That's, yeah, it's just 2. 5 times 5, because now I'm allowed to do that. You'll notice I don't have duplicates in here. All right, that's kind of it's working as spec so far. I don't know how much longer I can test this, right? But I think we've got it, right? So let's have a look at the diff in Visual Studio Code. You can, if you're a Linux head, you can diff the original and T1. Actually, let's make that diff minus u for a unified diff. This will tell you the difference. I have removed the thing starting in minus and added that. That will work in any Linux system. So if you get a replit, you can do that. You can even also put it in the text file and effectively do your own, roll your own version control. In Visual Studio Code, however, you'll want, make that a bit bigger. You'll want select for compare. So you select the original for compare, and then you compare with selected. And then you get a visual diff where what's red is what's removed and what's green is what's there. And you get also this kind of like the whole structure of the file to see where the changes have been made. Those were the two changes. It felt like a fairly straightforward task. Let's have a look as to how the people, dare I say it, lesser people may have solved it. New number. Yeah, okay, that's true. I mean, abide by their style. Um, Convention, right? So it's kind of like it's not even camel case, it's like Pascal case. So capitals all the way through, and it's true, it's a new number, and as long you only append it, uh, else you continue, meaning you kind of while you kind of keep. If they've rolled it into a single loop, that works as well. And this is yeah, this is much more than what we need because now we're doing this template that's a copies of numbers allowed for nothing because we're not changing numbers allowed. So I like that. Mine is inferior to this one, fair enough, but I'd like to think that mine is superior to that one. But hey, that's just me. What do I know? All right, I think I guess that is this it? That's it. That's it. All right, that's this for the first video. That was task one. There will be plenty more. Um, I'm not sure that's good news for me or for you, but well, maybe let's move on to the next one.